Yo, what's up guys? God Johnson here, but you guys can call me Seth. Today we're going to be looking at and breaking down the life path number 7. Let's get into it.
Ultimately, I have to ask myself, what is the true meaning of being perfect? And the answer I came up with was nothing, not one thing. The truth of the matter is, I despise perfection. If something is truly perfect, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a fun one. Oh, I did want to comment on my fit today. Got the bedazzles. Aged a little bit, just 2 years. So, alright, the life path number 7. By the way, my fit's inspired by Obatala. Shout out to you, Obatala. God of the sky. We have the sky behind me. It's nice, like, oh, I got an iPhone, so I can just, like, maneuver it, right? Oh yeah, pretty cheeky, nice cheeky view. Okay, so we were talking about the life path number 7. I decided to call you guys who got my trusty pen the code cracker. Whew, that's fun. I've been saving this one for a little bit. We got the channeler. Yeah, the channeler for the 5, the lover for the 6. The code cracker for the 7. Now 7's interesting because it's got some similar elements to number 1 in some ways, and maybe the cracking part, but it's in a different way. So before we get into it, let's talk about what a life path number is. I've been getting some feedback, people asking me like, could you say that in the videos, because we get it as we're going through, but get away from me, what is a life path number? And as I used to say in my videos, but I stopped saying for some reason, but a life path number is the gifts and abilities that your soul decided you would need to fulfill your life's purpose. So when you're diving into the life path number, it talks about what your life path or what your life purpose is, the gifts and abilities that you need for that journey, and the themes that you'll encounter on that journey that make you into a 3 or a 5 or a 7. That's the most dominant energy for you. It's your life path number, which is the path you're walking, and then there's the soul urge number, which is why your soul decided to walk that path. But we haven't even started talking about soul urge numbers. But to simplify it, life path is the path you walk in life and what you have in your hands as you're walking. You know what I have? If I'm a 3, I'm walking a path that's developing 3 qualities, and I have some creativity, or I'm a good communicator, or I'm charismatic, or I'm like a creative kid. Whatever. I laugh a lot. I have fun. One sec. Okay. Alright, so let's get into what that means for the life path 7. We are on a bit of a time crunch. It's not going to be 2 hours this time. Let's get into it. Okay. So for life path 7, life path number 7, the reason I decided to call you guys the code crackers is because, first of all, Keanu Reeves, Mr. Neo from The Matrix, is a life path 7. Y'all are cracking codes. It's the red pill, blue pill scenario. You guys are within this world and you're trying to figure out either with life, what is the purpose of life? What's the point of all of this? Is the sky real?
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
Or is this all a sham? Man, you say, what's the purpose? What's the point of life? Or you go to a structure and say, what's the purpose of this structure? What does it all mean? You guys are the people that are asking the questions. That's you guys' job. You guys' job is to ask the questions, crack the code. What does it mean? Is your main point. So you'll go through things in life that force you to question, what do things mean? Whether that's your emotional state, whether that's why the world around you is the way it is, whatever. But ask questions, find answers, and what happens from those answers, well, who knows? Who knows what happens? It depends on, it's case by case. Case by case. Let me get my lotion out. I hope I have it. I do. Not. That's not lotion. We might get it. Oh, here we are. Boom. Nice and neat. Okay. All right. So boom. Okay. We could jump to the keywords now. That's the breakdown of the name, the Code Crackers. It's very simple. It's, like I said, figuring out the meaning of things, finding the purpose, which might be why you clicked on this video. Like, what is my life purpose? What is my life path like? What am I supposed to be developing in this life? Why, what? Your life path 7. That's your job, is to ask questions, find answers. Okay, so let's get into the life path number 7's traits. The first one I have is you guys are analytical.
I think both influence the other.
Yeah. You've been known for playing so many iconic people now. When was a role that you've played that you feel you loved, but it wasn't as well known, or it was something that maybe wasn't as successful, but that you really found that you just fell in love with it and that it became a part of you?
I'm gonna say Holly Gibney in The Outsider, although that did pretty well.
Yeah, it did well.
That did pretty well. I've loved the roles that I've played, and I picked them really specifically because I want to get to know this person. I always say this, if I haven't met this person before, either on screen or in life, I'd like to meet them. So that's why I play them. I want to get to know who they are and what makes them tick.
And it's what I appreciate about our conversation last time, as I was saying earlier. It was like the way you think about characters and the way you get into them. I'm fascinated by that. And I love geeking out, and like, I love seeing people obsessed with their art.
Yeah.
Like I that's what gets me excited in life.
Yeah.
It's like when I meet someone who's obsessed about what they do, because I'm obsessed with what I do.
Yeah.
And I can never understand how you obsess over the things you do. Can you describe to me again, because you told me about this last time, but I want to hear it again on purpose for this community, because you were talking about how like when you're playing roles, you're looking at how people walk.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and how they talk to figure out their pitch, and then like the rhythm of their walk and the pace. And I was just like, I would never think of any of that, but
because
it
tells you so much
so
about
walk
what
us
a
through,
person's
like
feeling.
when you meet a new character, walk us through how you understand them.
Yeah,
better.
so when I meet a new character, obviously I'll read a script, and the first thing I think of is, what is the rhythm of this person? And usually there's a rhythm sort of written in the way they speak, in the way in their syntax and the words they use. When you find that rhythm, you sort of find their internal like heartbeat. You find their heartbeat, and then I'm sort of like, well, how do they move? What is it that they're looking for? Is there an urgency to how they move? If they walk fast, are they moving away from something? Are they trying to get to something quickly? Do they think fast? Or if they move slowly, are they apprehensive about something? Or are they really laid back about things? Do they have nothing to worry about? If they're anxious, maybe that's why they move fast. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they're so anxious that they are paralyzed, that they can't move at all. So they move really slowly because what if I get there and something happens? And so I just sort of like find what fits on this person. And then it's about, well, how do they speak? If they are confident, well, maybe they don't need to make themselves sound really sweet. And so their voices aren't as high pitch. Or maybe they are sort of held, and so they're a little bit quiet and things feel a little bit whispered. And there was a really interesting documentary about Princess Diana, and she's really fun to listen to because her voice changes as the years go by. When you first meet her, it's almost like she's whispering and swallowing the words, and she doesn't really use her mouth very much, and it's very quiet and very reserved. And as you meet her, as the years go by, when she's sort of like, now I know who I am, she starts to use her mouth more. So she sounds really rounded. And that's sort of what you're discovering about these people.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love trying to find out, what is this person? How do they grow? And do they grow through meeting them and through these episodes or through the film? Does it change? Does it shift? Do they move more confidently? Do they move more smoothly? Are they quick? Are they darted? So many questions I would ask myself. And then silly things like, what scent do they use? Because we all have sense memory. So if there's a particular scent they use, is it because it reminds them of something? And when I put that scent on, does it make me think of something? Or do they like makeup? And if they do like makeup, is there a particular way they do it? Do they want their eyebrows messy? Or do they want them very tidy? When they put the clothes on, are they looking for comfort or not? With Holly, I always wore a button up because it felt like protection. Her neck was covered. And she always wore comfortable shoes so she could move easily and she wouldn't think about her feet. But those things are, they change. With Aretha, she needed heels and she needed a look. And she did her eyebrows particularly, and they were a particular shape with an inky black line, And with Celie, it changed. When she put trousers on, she could walk better, and she had a heel, a thick, blocky heel that meant that she could like make sound when she moved. Before then, she was in a shorter heel that was like a soft shoe that made no sound at all. So it meant that she could move really quickly, because if she didn't move quickly, she'd be in danger. So it's about that. Yeah. How do you find all the things that make this person a round person, so that when you meet them on screen, you're like, oh, I can see this person, and they're 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional.
Which is really, really cool. You guys analyze the shit out of everything, or at least something. Analyze life, analyze people, analyze books, analyze music, analyze anything. Could be there's a pit of like rocks over there. I forgot what that game is called, but you guys would know what it's called. You guys wouldn't want to stop at, it's a pit of rocks. Why is it there? What is the point of that pit of rocks? Right? You guys are analytical. You guys are tasked with this desire to analyze things around you because your purpose is to understand things. put the lotion down, to understand things, think about things. This matches with, I guess is why I'm wearing the fit for this video. This matches with Obatala's energy. He's the guy of wisdom, like the sage. Also like purity and stuff. But the reason he's got the purity is because he has specific tasks. I think his thing was like, there's the guy that actually physically makes, push y'all back. No, I don't want to expose the mic setup though. Gotta keep it an illusion. No, but there's the actual deity or Orisha that makes humans, like that actually like puts together. But Obatala is the guy that shows or tells how they're supposed to be made. He clears it. So if Obatala says, yeah, that person's clear to go, that person's clear to go, the person that's tasked with making them just goes ahead and makes them. But there was a story where Obatala was drinking some, what is it called? Some type of tree liquid or something?
Palm wine, known by the several local names, is an alcoholic beverage created from the sap of various species of palm tree. It is known by various names in different regions and is very common in Africa, the Caribbean, the South America, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. So the sap is extracted and collected by the tapper. We normally call them the palm wine tappers.
This palm tree here is four in one. You can see this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and the 4 at the back. Wow. And how many years are inside here?
But I'm start here the 84.
Hey! What's that so try? Uno about 84. Whoa!
In Africa, palm wine plays an important role in many ceremonies, in many tribes and many regions. In Ghana and even in Nigeria, we use palm wine to serve guests at weddings, birthday celebrations, funerals, gatherings, to observe important festivals and holidays at several generous quantities. And since palm wine is a local and traditional drink, we use this drink or this wine to show respect to our deceased ancestors. So many drinking sessions begin with a small amount of palm wine spilled on the ground to show respect to our deceased ancestors. Palm wine is enjoyed by men and women throughout the country. Palm wine also have a medicinal purpose such to help improve your eye vision and also to give your body vitamin B1. It also helps prevent cancer. So in this video, I'll be showing you how the palm wine tappers or the tappers get to the farm, they extract the wine from the sap or from the palm tree, and how they store. So hope you like this video. Subscribe, tell a friend, tell a brother. Yeah, let's do this.
Basically alcohol. He was drinking alcohol and he had too much. He'd stained his garbs and stuff. And the Orisha that's in charge of making humans was like, hey, okay, Obatala, you good to work today? And Obatala's like, I'm good to work. I'm good. Yes, I'm good. I'm the god of wisdom. Don't you? How dare you question my wisdom? How dare you? Foolishness. So, other Orisha, I forgot his name at the moment. He's like, oh, okay, if you say so. All right, so keep passing me the human parts, and I'll assemble them. And so Obatala's doing his thing, making the parts, putting them together, crafting them, yada yada, using his wizardry to craft them. He's passing them over. What the other deity doesn't know is like he's doing it drunk and sloppily. He's not actually like cognizant of what he's doing. The reason Obatala needs to be pure is because of the task he's responsible for. It requires clear-headed mind, not being intoxicated, right? So you can have it sometimes, but you know, when it comes to your job, you got to be on it. And he wasn't on it that day. And so that's where humans with some deformities came. Obatala made somebody's arm wrong, and so he's got a gargantuan huge arm as a kid, whatever the circumstances are, or he's got like overly long legs, or he's got no legs, or he's got yada yada. And so his Obatala lines up with Uranus, where he's the father of the monsters, so to speak, because he had some kids, and then the kids came out looking crazy, and he was like, these aren't my kids. These are not my kids. They all look weird. Put them in the cave. Send them all to the cave. And then those same kids came, all those monsters and stuff, the Dyads and the Cyclopses and all of that stuff. They came out and were like, yo, Uranus, fuck you. How dare you make us? You're our father. And then you just send us into a cave. What you got going on? And he's like, no, y'all niggas look weird. But Uranus is weird. Aquarians are weird. You know what I'm saying? You got to be responsible for your kids. So Obatala, it's the same thing. It's just a different story. That was the tie with sevens and or Obatala and some tie. I think since you guys handle wisdom, did I put that on? I did put wise. I think that story can resonate because you guys have one of those like specific, analytical, tedious purposes that could require purity or at least clearness of mind and heart. And some ways you do what you do. You drink, hey, that's cool. You party, you do what you do. As long as you can properly do what you need to do. You guys could show up as like maybe drunken masters or something.
All right, that's the end of round number 4. Manuel Burton talks about his lying around.
Ultimately, I have to ask myself, what is the true meaning of being perfect?
And
And
act
the
a fool.
answer I came up
And
with
the person
was
that I'm fighting is going to let me do it. You know what I'm saying? That boosts me, not them. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't stop me from acting a fool. Now, you want me to start fighting serious? I can do that. You know what I'm saying?
If that's your junk, those are the people that are drunk, but like they have this drunk style of fighting, but they can still like fight really well. Moving along, next keyword is inquisitive.
You once said, I've always had the skill of extracting the essence of any subject.
Yes.
I study, be it Scientology, Judaism, Zen, yoga, meditation.
Right.
On the
Marcus Aurelius is my new one.
How so?
The Roman emperor who wrote a book called Meditations,
Okay.
which was the beginning of Stoicism. And that's my obsession now is Marcus Aurelius. He had this fantastic philosophical observations on life.
And you've learned what from that?
That everything that you're worried about is going to be gone like that. The people that are criticizing you, they're going to be gone, you're going to be gone. All this hand-wringing worry and concern over how are people viewing me, and someone said something bad about me and you get so upset about it, is wasted time and energy. Marcus Aurelius says your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time. So I have this movie coming out in about a month. I am so excited to read the worst reviews.
What do you mean?
Because they're so meaningless. That's what he thinks.
Now, did it take you a minute to get to that place, or have you
No,
always
I've been
that
looking
way?
forward to it for 2 years. I can't wait for the bad reviews.
But I mean, did it take you a minute to get to the place of enjoying that, or have you always kind of been unaffected by?
No, that took many, many years.
Okay. On the transcendental meditation front, I believe you do it at least twice daily.
At least twice, sometimes more.
You said it's the greatest thing as a life tool, as a work tool, and just making things make sense.
Right. Do you
How
do
so?
meditation?
I don't. I've tried it. I've tried it once, but.
Oh, great. Good try. What do you want in life, Graham? What do you want? What do you want to have more than anything?
I'd like to make the most of my ability and be happy.
And what does it take to do that? Energy. You need energy. It's the most valuable quantity of human life. Well, where do we get it?
And you're saying you get it from meditation?
Well, you sleep, right? That's about it. That's all you do to rest your body. The next time you get out of bed, before you leave the bed, stand up, turn around, and look at that bed. Does it look like what happened there was relaxing? Does it look peaceful? Does it look peaceful, what you went through there? No. It's a necessary component of human life, but it's not the level of rest that you need and is available to you effortlessly. Meditation is effortless. Exercise is the opposite of that. Exercise is great for energy, but it takes more effort than anything. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do. Meditation is like if I said to you, I'm going to need you to get in a hot tub once a day and just sit there for 5 minutes. Could you do that? That's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Meditation's even easier than that. So if that's all you have to do to double the amount of energy that you have to accomplish what you want to accomplish in your Bensinger life, how do you not use that? So I'm speaking to you, trying to approach you as a very pragmatic person, because you seem very pragmatic. You don't do stupid things. You try and do things that make sense, right?
I tried to, yeah.
Okay, so that's what this is. You know the bar in your phone? Instead of that was the yellow and the red, all white. Just boom, full battery. Full battery.
How have you felt that's extended your career?
Oh my God. Well, I'm 70, okay?
Which is shocking.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
but that's not just because of meditation.
Yes, it is. If you ask me my 3 keys to a successful life, you want my 3 keys? Transcendental meditation, lift weights, espresso. You just do those 3 things, and you will kill it.
That ties in with your analytical nature. You guys ask a lot of questions. You're always inquiring about something. What is? How is? You guys might have been those kids that are asking too many questions to adults when you're young. Like, why are you asking so many questions? Jesus, sit down. Why do parents have the right to tell us to sit down? Too many questions. But you guys are here to ask questions, and if you're lucky, then you're born into a family that is cool with answering questions. Hey, sure, ask your questions. If you're not, then you're still lucky, because that sends you to the more introspective side of the 7, which I should have put on here, but we don't need to add it. But you guys are also introspective. It's not just analyzing and understanding the world around you. It's how do you fit into that grand scheme of things. Analyzing yourself and your emotions. Who am I? What is my purpose? That's really when you're asking about what's the purpose of all these things outside of you. You're trying to figure out what's the purpose of all the things inside. What's the purpose of me? What's the purpose of me? Can I send y'all back further? I want like more headroom, but I don't want y'all to see the pop filter. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do that in cinema. In cinema, you're not supposed to do that. And I'm a cinema maker. I make cinema. Okay. So, inquisitive, introspective, unorthodox. Okay? So 7s have a lot of Aquarian energy. You guys are weird, unorthodox. A lot of y'all are weird. Let me think some off the top. Johnny Depp. He's an oddball. He's a Gemini too, but you guys are oddballs.
I felt the need to... It's like a hiccup, only it's the sound of a chicken hiccup I make. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? No. Me neither. That's us. We're stuck that way, you and me, sensitive types. Should we go to the bar? Hang on. Put that one there, mate. Let's take this one there. I think it is a leak. I wouldn't drink anything out of it, otherwise I don't know what... Oh! Your name's Miranda, is it? Yes. So's mine. Let's get down to brass tacks. I have this. For that. Have you been here for a minute?
20 years. I've been coming to this place.
20 years?
Mm-hmm. And this is a good send off for me.
20 years is, you're not even 20.
Oh, I'm 20.
Oh, she's 20.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. Now I want to watch the movies. Yes, very, very much better than the pain meds. Can't believe I actually sat up fully for that.
of N word. At some
Oh, that's
point,
awesome.
something really
That.
special.
Unique. You guys stand out. Leonardo DiCaprio's an oddball as well. I noticed specifically with you guys' fashion, the way you guys tend to dress yourselves, it's like not even, let me see, how do I can pull that back, and then I'll angle this upwards, because it's like a, hope that's okay. I think that's all right. It's still going to be in frame, guys, whatever. All right, so you guys are unorthodox. I noticed with you guys a sense of fashion. I don't know why. I would put that on like rising signs, but it's like sevens, they always have this weird flair. It's because y'all's purpose, y'all are literally walking through a tunnel of all things seven. And it's like, ooh, random, oh, put these weird pants on your journey. You're like, okay, all right, fine, put the pants, put this lotion on, it smells like lemon. And then you got this weird combination of things, or you put this outfit on. This is a very seven kind of outfit. It's like, oh, you wear that in real life? Like you go out places and you wear this? You do that in public? You're like, yeah, this is my fit. You think W fit? Unorthodox. You guys do things in a weird kind of way. Because you guys are trying to figure out codes and how things work, the first thing y'all not gonna do is like, okay, let's just follow like status quo. Like, okay, if that's status quo, why is it that way? And let's find some other status quos. And let's rock with those bars. The next one, melancholic.
I'm thinking about that. That's very beautifully said, by the way. Your voice is...
Stop.
that quote you talked about an interview, and I think I read a quote where you said the crow helped you embrace inner darkness again after it felt unsafe. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that?
Well, I think there's like, it's no secret. Like I've just gone through a lot the last few years, and I think I'm naturally somebody that I have like this kind of like, I can't explain it. Like I think a lot of my artistry comes from like this real like guttural, deep, dark place inside me. But when you experience so much trauma, for me at least, I was like nothing's dark, everything's fine, you know. And I just went into this place where I was like, everything's okay. Like I have to be okay for everyone all the time, and I have to like heal in front of the world, and it's all gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna like dye my hair blonde, and I'm gonna smile, and I'm gonna do like cutesy pictures. And inside, I just was like a knot, you know. And at a certain point, I was like, you know what? Like I think it's okay to be melancholy and to just sit in that. It's okay to sit in one's feelings. It's okay to like not be okay and just kind of observe that. And it felt at a certain point after doing that it was okay for me to make art from that place as well. And I think that Shelley really helped me do that, because her story was so dark. And you know, in the sense that, not that her story was dark, that she, you know, she dies, and so that was like a scary role perhaps, and she was kind of running from something in the film, and she was running from this darkness, and I was like, wow, like that's like me as well. But ultimately the love resurrected her, and the love brought her back to life, and I was like, wow, love can bring me back to life as well. And so when I saw that in Shelley, I realized that for myself.
Wow. Oh man, okay. Getting deep today. Yo, you getting standing ovations after answers right now.
Oh my God. Put your scuba suit on. We going deep.
We're going deep.
I noticed you guys have this unorthodox kind of feel to you guys, oddballs, but there's this kind of like melancholic feel to y'all. Like it's a little darker though. And bear this in mind, since Uranus is one of those like deep out planets, like kind of far from the sun, the further you get, the darker the planet is, the colder it is. And then Aquarius has a bunch of ties with Saturn. That's its like, I think traditional ruler is Saturn, but until it got its own planet, which is Uranus or whatever. Melancholic could be because of your distance from the sun. Aquarius is opposite from Leo, and it's really far from the sun. But it's also that wisdom you guys acquire and all these searching for answers. There's two ways it can come about. One, it could be a sort of sadness from discovering some truth, that maybe you can't share. You've cracked the code and you can't share it. Or you haven't cracked the code and you don't feel fulfilled because you don't know the answer. What's the purpose to life? I'm searching for this answer. You're obsessed with that answer. You haven't found it. And you feel like a big part of you is missing because you haven't cracked that code. But that opens, it's not just the answer that's crucial for you guys. It's the journey of finding an answer to something. If you have a life path 7, it's not just about, oh yeah, found the answer, I'm done. 1 + 1 is 2. We're done. It's how do you get to that point? How you get to that point and the things you find along the way. Your journey is of searching. Your whole journey. Like a 3's path is that of communication, creativity, expression, whatever. The whole path. It's not just, oh yes, I've expressed once, I'm done. Finished. No, it's like always searching for that. Always longing. I was talking about in class Eros. And like he's the god of like desire and like romantic passion and stuff like that. Romantic relationship. He's an asteroid in astrology too. But there is no what was it? It's like he was very like paradoxical, so to speak. Desire no longer exists. It was his principle. Desire no longer exists once you like have. Like once you have what you desire, you can't desire anymore. You can't desire that thing anymore. I desire to have this pen, but I have the pen, so I can't like desire to have this pen. And then also, his whole thing was like with love and hate and how they can like coexist. I can love you so much, but I also like hate you at the same time. Those strong emotions, desire versus having, loving versus hating. That was Eros's thing, according to Carson. I learned this in class. Let me not do too much on my laptop because it is dying, so we gotta speed it along. But I'll put some Eros information on the screen because I thought that was cool and I wanted to at least share that in one of these videos. It wasn't the lovers video that I shared it in because I just learned this like today or 3 days ago. But yes, okay. Melancholic because of maybe you guys' search for knowledge and that longing for information. Hi. And people are like, oh, they're spreading chemtrails all throughout the sky. My goodness. What if I just like wiped and it was gone? Wouldn't it be fly? Would I be like that? All right. So next keyword is knowledgeable. Yeah. Throughout your whole journey of searching for knowledge, you guys become knowledgeable and wise. You guys have information. You don't just have the answer to what is 1 + 1. You guys have the answer to what is 5 × 5. Right? I need 5. You know more than just, you might not, your journey might go like this. You're trying to figure out what 1 + 1 is. You don't figure that out, but before that you know, okay, 7 × 7 is 49, 5 × 5 is 25, 9 × 9 is 81, but you still don't know what 1 + 1 is. And your whole journey took you through all of the times tables, but you don't know addition yet. But once you get back to, you get a concept that's harder, more memorization, but harder than addition before you get addition. That's kind of how y'all will go. But it gives you guys knowledge and wisdom and more than what you expected to get on this journey of just like, I want to know what this is. I have this one question, and it's, why is the sky blue? In order to understand why the sky is blue, you need all this other information. Maybe about the sun, and about the Earth's atmosphere and like what is actually like reflecting that light. What is catching and receiving that light so we see it as blue? Why does it look like it's a dome? People say the Earth is flat. People say the Earth is round. Why does it look like a dome? It's like around us. Is it a dome around us? Is this one of I forgot the guy who made the something Desic dome houses thingy. Buckminster Fuller. He made the little dome thingies, and maybe the Earth is just one of those domes. Anyway, okay. Nerd stuff. Alright, so next keyword is pensive. I think that aligns with being melancholic. There's a darkness to the number 7. It's this thing of like, I notice a lot of you guys can make like, you'll express this darkness through humor in some ways. Dave Chappelle is number 7. But like, you guys could have experienced a lot of hard moments, a really tough childhood, just off the get-go. And, but you guys always throw that out like masked in humor. It's dark humor, obviously. It's not like, oh, this thing is so funny. I'm like, it's always dark humor, though. Dave Chappelle, dark. He's funny, but it is more dark humor. It's not the same Eddie Murphy kind of humor. Eddie Murphy has some dark humor, too. But you can just be humorous, you know. You guys, it's always more like dark humor. Making jokes about these traumatic upbringings that you guys might have had or scenarios you guys went through. You guys are consistent with that. But we'll throw out more keywords as we're going. 20 minutes, not bad. All right, let's get into life path number 7's purpose. Did I put careers on here? I did. Okay. All right, so life path number 7's purpose. Let's go ahead and list some stuff off just for fun. Number 1, get to the bottom of something. Pick something, get to the bottom of it. Simple. Figure something out. Yeah, figure something out. If it's how to make $1 million in a month, figure that out. What's the formula to do that? If Steph Curry, figure out how do I throw this ball. Let me get my form right. So if Steph Curry watches, he's like, okay, nigga, your elbow's too low. How do I shoot this ball? Every time I shoot it, it goes in. Well, you got to make sure your guide hand is not putting too much pressure on it. You got to make sure the tip of your fingers is on the line. You got to make sure your elbow is pointing towards the hoop. That when you shoot that motherfucker, you go up. Y'all can't see the form. It go in every time. Calculated. And that nigga Steph Curry don't miss. That brother don't miss. We'll put a clip of him teaching how to shoot.
I ask people all the time, when you catch and you're ready to shoot, like, what do your eyes lock in on as a target? Some people just say simply the rim. Some people say the back of the rim. Some people say they look at the square and trying to line up the ball right in between the square. For me, what I feel is most comfortable, when I look at the rim, I'll look where the rim and the net meet. There are always these little hooks that attach the net to the rim. And for me, there's always 2, sometimes 3 hooks facing me, which are almost the same width as a basketball. And so my goal is to put that basketball right on those hooks, looking at the front of the rim so that I remind myself to have as much arc as I can so that the ball is traveling down as it's coming to the rim instead of having a flat jump shot that's most likely going to hit the back of the rim. I want to look at the front of the rim and just try to put that ball just over the front of the rim with a little bit of touch, a little bit of arc. So in case I'm not perfect in swishing it, I give myself a good opportunity to get a soft bounce on the rim.
I've watched a couple clips, not all of the clips I need for this whole video, but it's all good. All right, the next aspect of your purpose is to understand. It's not just the world around you, but your internal world is important. 7 is like the Hermit card. I don't know the number of the card. I'm assuming it's 7 though, just because it always lines up that way. But if it's not, you guys are the old person with the little torch, and y'all are searching for something. You don't really know what the Hermit's doing, but he's looking for something. And he's old, so he's been looking for a while. Understand yourselves, like on an internal journey. Understand others in the world around you. Understand. Not just like know. The knowledge is like, I guess wisdom is like, it's knowledge applied to experience, but it's like, it's a deeper layer of understanding. It's not just, I know that lotion is in this, or I know that something is in this bottle. You know what is in here. You know it's lotion. You have knowledge of what is in this bottle. If I showed this to somebody, I'm like, what is in this bottle? What's in this bottle? Like, I don't know, fucking hand sanitizer. They know it's a bottle, they know it's a liquid, but they don't have knowledge of what's within. They don't understand or understand. Life Path 7 is just supposed to understand. Yeah. Okay, it's getting cold. Let me hurry up. All right, so next purpose, or next aspect of your purpose, is to pick apart, to either destroy or rebuild. something I loved about researching Terry Crews, first of all, his whole image, I didn't just want to talk about the sexual assault thing he went through. I wanted to talk about some aspects of like just his overall career, because that wasn't just his main moment. He talked about like his journey with masturbation and got very vulnerable with that, and also his journey of experiencing sexual assault. Got very vulnerable with that. But like because he fits the standard like strong black man image. Muscular, black, bald, yada yada. It looks like, looks like a lot of people, looks like my dad, stuff like that. Like that's an image you're used to seeing. But he took that image and allowed it to be redefined through like white chicks. He was attracted to the two guys the whole time, kind of playing with his image in that way. And he's got this typical like, masculine image. Let me make sure. Okay, I think y'all are probably getting some wind feedback. Hope this doesn't kill it. Let me know if it kills it, guys. Hello? Can y'all hear me? Okay. I think that'll do. I put shorts over the microphone. Yes. I'm unorthodox. Leave me alone. Alright, so test. Because it's not a sock. It doesn't have as many holes. Okay, that should help a little bit. Okay. So to either destroy, pick apart something to destroy or rebuild it. Destroying stereotypes is what Terry Crews did. The idea that, Terry Crews, how did you get sexually assaulted when you're like, you could have just beat him up? You're a buff black man. What do you mean you got sexually assaulted? That sounds stupid. No, he took that all apart. Shorts, get back on the mic, please. Short. Maybe the shorts don't need to be on there. I'm hoping the wind's not that bad. Hello? Y'all can still hear me though. Okay. I do have a pop filter, not a windscreen. Okay. So I'll put a clip of Terry Crews doing that because I thought that was really cool. It's going to be like a longer clip, but it's him on the Shannon Sharp. Put that up.
Expendable 4 roles because of an assault and because you refused to withdraw the petition of the civil suit. Was that difficult for you, or were you standing on, as they say, not business, but principle?
It was extremely difficult because I love those guys, man. We did this together. Randy Couture, Dolph Lundgren, Sylvester Stallone. I call him my dad in the business. He was like, man, I'm going to put you in this thing. And then when the fourth one came, the producer told me, you ain't going to be in it if you don't drop this case. I said, come on, man. I said, what kind of game are you playing? Now, remember, I already been manipulated by the NFL. I'd never forget when I had to go home on that Monday. I had to bring back my playbook.
Right.
So you can get rid of me anytime you want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But this was my terms. This is my Barry ain't going back. You know what I mean? This is me like, no, I'm not going to nod my head yes and mean no. I mean no this time.
Right.
And I love those guys, man. Jason Statham, all of them. And I hope we can do something together in the future. And it ain't their fault. You know what I mean? But there was just things I have to say, remember now, like I said, if I'm doing it, you got to know I've already counted all the costs. And I've done many, many things for free, but that meant more to me than the things I got paid a lot of money on.
How difficult was it to come out? Because you said a Hollywood exec groped you.
Yeah.
And that's not easy for a man, especially a man of your stature.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the fabrications of the stories that started being fabricated about you.
Yeah.
Did you think, because you said anytime you come out with something, you've already calculated the risk and the cost of whatever you're going to say or do.
Yeah.
Did you think you would get the kind of blowback because I don't think a whole lot of people believed you.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be strange. First of all, if it hadn't happened to me and I heard it, I'd have been like, man, what is this dude talking about? Mm-hmm. That's why I never got mad. I couldn't get mad at people going, man, what are you doing, man? Big ass Terry Crews.
Right.
But see, I'd already been through probably 8 years of therapy, me and my wife, rebuilding, me understanding what true power was, me understanding that it wasn't about how hard see, you got to understand, in the NFL, road rage works. That works. Mm-hmm. But in real life, go to jail. Mm-hmm. Real life, Hey man, you do what you did on the NFL football field. You do what you did in MMA. You going to jail, straight to jail. Right. Jail full of cats that was like, I ain't taking that.
Right.
And I realized, because my wife made me promise. She said, Terry, because she, I used to have hair trigger and temper and be fighting people, and she was like, man, what are you doing? She's like, we're gonna lose everything. You can't do this. You got a son now, and son was my last one. That's my fifth. She's like, you want to be able to show him. You want to be able to be there for him, but you acting like this. And I realized something. And I said, man, there's much more power in thinking your way out of situations than fighting your way out of them. Mm-hmm. And this was blew me away. It's because my wife was right there. And I remember we went home and I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, I can't believe this. She said, Terry. He said, ain't a woman in your life ain't been through that shit. Okay. Wow. And she said, now what you gonna do? He said, because we can't fight our way throughout this stuff. He said, your daughter, your mother, me, been places where you just had to eat it. I said, you're right. And I said, you know what though? I said, I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna sue him. And she said, there you go. And I'm gonna tell you how to do it. Wow. My wife was right there with me. And she said, you tell what happened and you show people this could happen. And I remember, I said, hey man, size ain't got nothing to do with it. First of all, if you did it, I mean, look, it's like saying I'm too big to get shot. Well,
actually, you the perfect size.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, well, if the bullet hit, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm big, I'm giant. My chest was so, no, that went right through. I'm standing there and it happened. Yeah. Just if I don't say nothing, that don't mean it didn't happen.
Correct.
So what does that mean? But now I say, hold up. Because they were telling me that he could get away with it, he could do it. This is my agency, man. I paid y'all millions of dollars, man, millions. Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm sitting here going, I'm on the black side of this thing, so I'm going, yo, wait a minute. Now, would you be doing this to your white clients? Right. I'm going, I said, so what is going on? Why is this dude still there? And they said, well, they thought I was trying to do some money, like give me a money grab. I said, no. I said, I don't want no money, but he got to go. You don't get to touch the clients. You don't get to do that. And all of a sudden they were like, no, he gets to stay. He's a partner. I was like, all right, we go. And dude, I spent $500,000 of my own money. But how many women have that? How many people have that? How many? I was in the position, like I said, how many? I get to have that because I got that kind of money. Mm-hmm. But for me, I would have spent $1 million to win $1. And I said to my wife, and my wife was like, go ahead, Terry. She said, this is how you fight. Not with your fists, but you think your way through this thing. And you know what? They finally came up with it and finally, because this is the thing. When you do stuff like that, you don't rob the biggest bank in the place. You rob a whole bunch of little ones. Mm-hmm. And all these people came out the woodwork, man, that nobody knows about that joined my case. Mm. They were like, yeah, he did this to me too. Yeah, he did this. He was coming. I said, this dude. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, they were like, hey, Terry, guess what? We're going to fire him and we're going to give you all your money back. How about that? I said, cool.
All the money that y'all done took in from them fees, yep. I need that.
All that. Give me my money back. Thank you. And I moved on. Right. But remember, it's not about revenge. Right. It's about, but this the men, and this is one thing I want every man out there to know, is that you worth it. Because you can discount yourself, like, oh man, it wasn't no thing, it ain't no thing. But this is the thing. How I had to look at myself. I have a little picture of myself when I was 10 years old on my desk. And I said, man, what if somebody had messed with that little kid? What would you do? That's you. Take care of you. Take care of you. Really, don't let nobody treat that little boy like he's worth less. Because that little boy is me. Wow. And that's the same thing. I think every man needs to understand who he really, really is. And the thing is, doesn't mean beating people up. Right. Doesn't mean swinging a bat, shooting up the place. Doesn't mean driving a car through the center of the thing. It means, hey man, you can't do that. No. Standing up and taking your voice, and that's your story. And I stood with all, and let me say, I was inspired by all these women that came forward. That was like, hey, me too. This happened to me, this happened to me. And you know what? I cannot count the number of men that came forward. And it was like, man, wrestlers, NFL players, all this, they was like, you know, that happened to me. And they would come out. I would never tell people to make their stuff public. Right. I would never, ever say it. But you got to tell a counselor, a friend, somebody, so that you can get past this.
Next aspect of your purpose could be, you guys don't always do it, but once you guys learn something, you guys reveal it.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, these brothers gotta wear a dress. That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on, and what? A prostitute? No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave, listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take a sting.
Right, so if you guys have cracked the code, a little dramatic there, Win, huh? A little dramatic. Okay, and bear in mind, lo siento. Uno momento. Okay. Bear in mind, Obatala, you know, he's the god of sky and its winds and or maybe Zeus is more winds, whatever. Air, so to speak. So the air is kind of getting a little wonky here. Okay, so reveal. You guys figure things out, and then you guys might reveal it. You guys don't always reveal all of what you know. I think there's a lot that maybe Dave Chappelle knows and hasn't revealed. He seems very wise, but melancholic, maybe sad about wisdom, sad about experiences. It's like y'all figure out the answers to your questions, and that has the ability to either, it has the ability to maybe depress you because maybe the truth was sad. Or like, damn, I did find out whether or not the earth is just like a dome, this is like a ceiling over us and we're being contained into earth so we don't ascend. I figured that out, and I've tried to tell some people. They think I'm crazy. I can't really talk to anybody about this. So I just have to stick with this truth by myself, and there's nothing I can physically do about it. I can't fly up there and destroy it. What do I do? What do I do? I'm sad about that. That's part of you guys might learn, but I would say try to spread it, but maybe there's more knowledge you can find about how to like fly up there or something, you know? Maybe you fly up there and punch through it. I don't know. Figure it out. What's it called? Figure it out. Truman, the Truman Show. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but let's keep rolling. All right, so next is ensure people reap what they sow. Nice. So you guys have the scythe as your number. You guys are like the Grim Reapers. Like the Grim Reapers a little bit. A little bit. There's some other people that play with that some more, but the crop collecting. The scythe was used for plants, and it was to get the grain and the fruits once it was grown and get it ready.
The Grim Reaper, a mysterious entity symbolizing death. Today, we delve deep into the origins and meanings of this eternal figure. The concept of the Grim Reaper began in ancient civilizations. In ancient Greece, Hades governed death, while in Egypt, Osiris ruled the afterlife. They were responsible for managing death and guiding souls. The Grim Reaper is often depicted in a black robe, wielding a scythe. This symbolizes the inevitability and impartiality of death, with the scythe representing the end of life and the start of something new. During the medieval and Renaissance eras, the Grim Reaper took on a more defined form. Especially during massive plagues like the Black Death, representations of the Grim Reaper became more prevalent. In contemporary times, the Grim Reaper has been reinterpreted through art and media. Now, it serves as a symbol for exploring deep questions about human existence beyond death. The Grim Reaper represents humanity's endless curiosity and imagination surrounding death. As it evolved and developed through history, the image of the Grim Reaper reflects our ceaseless exploration of the meaning of life and the nature of death.
So, this is where I live, called a devil strip. And this is my Grim Reaper sickle, or scythe. And that was some weeds. And there's the rest of it.
Sowing. I think that's what it's called. You guys are responsible for karma in some ways. You guys receive karma, but also ensure when you guys figure something out, you guys have to do something with it. Something with that information, because you guys will learn a lot of information randomly. It could just be you hear it in a conversation, you're in the right place at the right time, and you have the brains to put it together. What do you do with that? You got to do something with it. If you find out some bad stuff's going on, again, like Terry Crews, he found out he was sexually assaulted, so that was his way of figuring out what that guy was doing. I'll put all that information on the screen, but that was his way of figuring out what that guy was doing. And he was like, shit, well, I got to do something with this. I got to share my story. And then a bunch of other people said, yeah, he did that to me too. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to sue. I'm going to sue. We're not just going to like wash this over. Because people were denying giving him roles and stuff because they're like, yeah, as long as you got that lawsuit over, we're not going to. He got blackballed basically by his people, like his friends and stuff. He was like, yeah, once you drop that lawsuit, then you can act with us. Terry Crews like, are you serious? What? So y'all gotta ensure people reap what they sow. It doesn't mean like, oh, if the guy sexually assaulted him, he was doing like weird stuff and like touching. It means, oh, you touching back. Put some hands on him. Peek, 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 peek. Nah, it's like he said in the video, find another way. It's not about like there's other ways to stand up for yourself. There's other ways to give back karma. It doesn't have to be through you physically acting like aggressively. Speak or tell somebody or write it down or make a video about it. Whatever you need to do, but get that out there. Yeah, that's a part of you guys' purpose. Next purpose is to collect something to give it. Harvesting mature fruit for consumption. You guys are supposed to collect something to give it. You guys typically decide to do it with information. It could be anything though. Maybe you guys actually do work in crops. There's the 7 of Pentacles. Do working with the crops. So there's the Hermit. There's the 7 of Pentacles, and there's those two can be pretty chill. But 7 of Pentacles is about like stuff is growing. You're working. It's hard work. You're working on it. You're waiting for it to grow. You're on it. But you've matured in some ways. You've got some benefits for your work. It's not the 10 of Pentacles yet, but you're there. You're like, yeah, I got some good stuff from this. I see the fruits of my labor. Cool. Yeah. Hermit, he's probably like decided to look for something less physical maybe, because he doesn't really have any fruits and stuff in front of him or greenery, but he's just kind of on a journey. It's more introspective. Okay. I've been looking for like how to make things bloom around me because of how I feel. Let me just look at how I feel instead. I want to have a strawberry bush so that I can feel good about myself. Let me just like feel myself. Let me just feel myself. So yeah, collecting something to give it. Because the information is not just there to sit. Some sort of action. If you guys hold for plane. Or helicopter. Hold for helicopter. Yeah. You guys have the scythe. You swing it. You guys swing it. It could be to give to others or just enjoy your harvest yourself. Because you guys don't always give it, I'll be honest. It's not always about like other people and giving. If you know you have information and you feel like, okay, this is something I should share it though. Try to find a way to share it if you feel like that's necessary. But you guys have an introverted kind of path, and you guys could be silently cracking codes and people don't really know. Okay. Next aspect of your purpose is take to give. Batteries run low. Kind of like Robin Hood, taking stuff from people that are doing people wrong. To give it to the people, give it to poor people, people that actually need it. That's you guys' kind of thingy, like that, like the 7 of Swords. A lot of 7s we're working with. 7 of Pentacles, Hermit, 7 of Swords. I don't even know if the Hermit is 7, but you'll find out before I do. But yes, take to give like Robin Hood. But don't do anything like incriminating, like, it's like, don't start like, oh, I'm stealing from these niggas and I'm just like, give it to people because it's right. Go about justice, obviously. Obatala energy is it's justice and just and all of this stuff. But do it in moderation. Okay. Boom, that's done. Let's move on to Life Path 7's careers. I put detective as number 1 because getting to the bottom of stuff. Anything with like computer science, literal coding, stuff like that. Comedian. That's a good way to mask information. You guys can speak to an audience, have people to relate to you, but not, they have the option to either deeply analyze what you're saying or just laugh at it. But still, wait a minute. He's making a lot of jokes about pizza on here. What does that mean, Kevin Hart? Making a lot of jokes about pizza. Are you trying to tell me something? You're talking about islands on here. What are you saying? Who was on the island? So, and you have the option. Oh, that was so funny. Oh my God, he's so weird. Oh my God. Wait, what? Like that. Because that's how you guys operate. Like, it's like laughing kind of through like the dark. Like, you're laughing, but it's kind of like, yeah, what the fuck though? Stuff going, excuse my language. Like, yeah, what the freak though? Yeah. So comedian, I put computer scientist, government official, and maybe you want to get in there. You want to get in there and figure out what's happening in there. Journalist, just came up with that one off the top. Gardener. Some type of artist. I feel like whatever path y'all do is, even if it's like a typical path, you do it like in a weird way. Like it's like weird, like it's a little different. Like, and when I talk about masking deep things in lighthearted things, Tierra Whack.
Yeah. We argue today, but we gon' talk tomorrow. They say they don't like you, they know who you are though. Banking on our downfall, take me to Wells Fargo. You my favorite album, call you precious cargo. When nobody's there, you're there for me. When nobody cared, you cared for me. They say you're a conspiracy. Hey, maybe they're right.
Well, maybe they're right.
How can I be lonely when I'm hanging with my homie? His name is Tony and he's wearing blue Sauconys. He's standing right next to me, eating ravioli. He's my only friend because the rest of y'all are phony. My last best friend said he wished he didn't know me. His name was Oscar and he really hurt my feelings. When I grow up, I want to hang from a ceiling. The roof is leaking.
The roof is leaking. Teardrop.
Always available, the perfect companion. Very understanding and swore to never up. He fills the gap in my teeth when I'm sour. He's sweet, the better half of me. No one else can compete with my. We argue today, but we gon' talk tomorrow. They say they don't like you, they know who you are though.
Very cool. Her music is kind of sad, but like she'll do it with an upbeat kind of thing, or like really colorful and this and that. But it is kind of sad. I love Tierra. She's fire though, and she's like so creative and like weird though. I think she's a Leo, but yeah. Let's put a clip of her though. Obviously, come on now. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Now we can get to advice, right? With this journey, man, it's a lot that can go down. It's a lot that can happen. I would say watch out for wisdom depression.
A native of Kerala. So in Kerala we had floods 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I always had my mother calling me up and telling about all her suffrage, that she's going through this, she's going through that. Obviously I'm disturbed because you are safe here and you see your parents and your loved ones in there. And I had a thought, if had I been ignorant to this fact that my state is entirely drowned in water, I would have been happy if I have not known that this fact. So if ignorance is a bliss, then why do people seek knowledge?
Ignorance is bliss like this. You can do one thing. Okay, you can come to Vellangiri Malai. Go up there and there's a cliff, you jump off. It's so wonderful, till you hit the ground. Ignorance is like that. If you jump off, you've never done skydiving. If you jump off an airplane, it's so fantastic, really. Only thing is, if you look down, the damn planet is coming at you at great speed, that's the only problem. Otherwise, falling is very nice till you hit the ground. Ignorance is like that. It'll catch up with you. It'll catch up with you. Suppose it happened when you went for a vacation. It would have caught up with you, isn't it? And what guarantee that it won't come here? There's no guarantee. It can happen anywhere. So, ignorance is not a solution, nor is it a bliss. Ignorance protects you from suffering a few things, but suffering will accumulate and come to you in large scale at some point. Right now, this flood itself is ignorance is bliss only. Because people thought if you don't know anything, everything will be okay. No, you will drown. Now the flood is happening for a variety of reasons. We have not seen that kind of rains, particularly in this area, in the last 8 to 9 years. This is the first time I'm seeing, after about 9 years, full-fledged monsoon. This is how monsoon should be, you understand? There is no such thing as bad rains They're all good rains. Only in England, rain is bad. Only they sang, rain, rain, go away, okay? In India, in a tropical country, rain is always good. Are we prepared to handle the rain or not? How can we prepare to handle the rain? Can we catch it in a bucket? No. When we live in a monsoon country, when we live in a tropical country, it is a simple thing that we must have a certain level of vegetation to hold the water. In Tamil, there is some saying, I cannot repeat it verbatim, something like, only if Kaveri comes walking, she's fortune. If she comes running, she's a disaster. Why will a river run, tell me? How to make a river walk, not run? There must be vegetation. If there is substantial vegetation, the catchment areas, when they get it, it will hold and slowly it'll come down to the river. Now there's no vegetation, it's coming straight in. Similar situation happened in Coorg also now. In the last 30 years' time, they've removed 65% of the vegetation in Coorg, which is the catchment area for Kaveri. Now, as a part of this, in collaboration with Karnataka government, we are planting 25 crore trees in the catchment areas of Kaveri. Now, we are fighting for Kaveri between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, but the problem is this, that vegetation in the catchment areas have been removed, 65% in the last 30 years. At one time, I floated down Kaveri, 163 kilometers over 13 days on just about 6 or 7 bamboos and 4 truck tubes. I just floated down, lived off the river. At that time, how I saw Kaveri, today it is only approximately 40% of it. No wonder you will fight for water. But now when the flood comes, who can hold it? So, ignorance is bliss means it'll get you one day. It took some time, it took 24 years, but it got you. The same is true with Kerala. In the Ganga banks, in the Ganga basin accounts for 25% of the nation's geography and 33% of India's agriculture. In the last 70 years, we removed 94% of vegetation in the Ganga basin. What is our plan? Ignorance is bliss, is it? Yes, it is. Bliss will get us. Our ignorance may somehow make us escape, but it'll get our children. They will not get away. Next generation will get it.
Right? Finding out information that makes you sad. If you get there, you find that the truth you're looking for is not everything you hoped it'd be, or you don't have people to share it with. I don't know, man. It really depends on the information. Find people maybe that are like-minded like you that you can share it with. Find a way to maybe share it if you feel that need, or do something about it. Find a way to do something about it. Take care of yourself. With the whole sage living on the mountain or searching for knowledge, there's always like this kind of dirty image of like not taking care of your physical vessel because you've given up on physical things. Wash your butt. Wash your butt. Eat some food. Clean your space. You know what I'm saying? Look out for yourself. If you're in spaces where you're trying to get information, trying to get the inside scoop, what's happening? Look out for yourself. Watch your back. Still have consideration for yourself. You guys can lose yourself in that way where like it's all about the information. I need the scoop. I don't care what happens to me. I need to get this information. Look out for yourself. I need to share it. Look out for yourself. Look out for yourself. Find like-minded people to open up to. That's important. It's a lot of isolation, introspection, solitude that's necessary to really harness this wisdom of yourself and of the world. Think about things that's happening around you. But find some people, at least one person, 2 people to nerd out with about what you're learning. Find some people. Somebody. There's always there's other 7s. They might not be talking about the same things you're talking about, but see if y'all can share information. That might light y'all up. Oh wait, it's actually kind of cool talking to people once a week or every 2 weeks. It's kind of cool.
I would like to be more sociable than I am. On some days. Sometimes I'll chat when I'm not pleased, but sometimes the work itself requires more, that I'm quiet and to myself more. And other days, like during a musical number, I try not to get too, I like to be more outgoing because that's what I have to express, and so I try to keep it general. I try to. Even if I feel like it or not, I'll try to make the effort to make contact with people around me. Yes, because I could easily be alone. It doesn't bother me to be alone. Some people I know, they don't like to be alone. I don't mind it. I need it as a rest, and yeah, it kind of refreshes myself. Yeah. And a rest. Yes, I think there's two things in human beings that they, as I think there is in myself, that they want to be alone, but they also want to be together. You know? Because I think I have also a gay side to me, also a sad side. And I think that's the way with people also. But there is something in people where they need solitude for a while.
And finally, Janet, this is a question I like to ask all of my guests. It's just a bit of fun, just a bit of tongue-in-cheek. It's called Please Stop Asking Me. It's the question you feel like comes up quite a lot in your chats, in your interviews. Maybe people stop you in the street and ask you this quite a lot. And you just feel at this point in your career, you've probably answered it enough. The answers are out there. People want to know. Do you have a question that is a please stop asking me that you feel like maybe just comes up a little bit too much?
Ooh, and I don't mean to be rude, but I have to be honest with you. Please stop asking me questions. And I don't mean that because I've never thought that I was I gave a good interview. I really don't like speaking. So I'd rather stay quiet and listen to other people talk. And that's always been me. So I'd rather just be quiet and listen to others. So, don't ask me questions. Are we finished?
Well, I mean, if it means anything, Janet, this is one of my favourite interviews I've ever done in my whole life. And thank you so much for talking to us, Janet. We are so excited about your tour. Tickets are on sale right now for Janet Jackson's Together Again tour. Janet, thank you so much for talking to us. I'm so over the moon with that. Thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll see you in a few months.
I was getting ready to say, do I get the opportunity to meet you?
I mean, I will clear my schedule for you, Janet, if you come over to... When you're here in the UK, yes, I'll come and say hello.
I'd like that.
Awesome.
Last is find people that get you. That might be tough because you guys might take pride in not being able to be understood. You can't understand me. You can't put me down. I'm weird. I'm unorthodox. You're not going to never catch me. You're not going to never catch me. But you do want to be caught and understood as well.
These here, let's talk about... You're on the cover of Entertainment Weekly, and you have all these Easter eggs on here, right?
Yeah, and I feel like...
Explain what the eggs are to people who don't understand.
Yeah, because I think that is necessary. So it's like, when we say Easter eggs, we're not only talking about like Easter eggs that you would go on an Easter egg hunt for on Easter. It's like, it's kind of like a clue, like a foreshadowing kind of thing. I like to plant Easter eggs in a video like that will be like a lyric from unreleased music or like a little hint or a little wink to what's coming in the future.
Right.
So yeah, like that was kind of the theme of what we did the Entertainment Weekly thing on. And it's just been really fun to kind of expand the musical experience past just listening to a song. Like I also want people to be like watching the music video and what's that thing in the background and what's that song playing underneath there and is there a reason she said that in French? So.
Right. Because people, and usually your fans are pretty good at figuring it out, right?
They're excellent at figuring it out.
What is the worst, how far off have they been? What's the worst they've been?
Oh man. Well, there were some fans that thought I had something to do with Avengers Endgame.
Oh, really?
Which I would have loved to have been asked, but I wasn't.
No, you weren't
asked to be in it at all.
Yeah.
Because we had the single coming out the same day, and I have a song that was called Endgame, and so they were like, oh my God, she's gonna defeat Thanos, and
So everything is about understanding. You want to pose a little bit of challenge, be mysterious, be analytical, whatever. Be so smart that people can never comprehend your level of comprehension. But you do want some people too. Because you want to talk about it, you want to share this, you want to do this and that. Aquarius, take that as your little marker. Aquarius is air, which is knowledge and information, and they're opposite of Leo. So it's like, I don't need the same ego things as Leo. I don't need that. I don't need people to understand me. This is life at 7. I don't need people to understand me. I don't care. But you're still an air sign. You're still linked with Leo energy. So you want to do it, but you still want to be unique. You don't want to be dependent on other people's validation, which is cool. But there are things you take from Leo. Y'all are here. If you're opposite, y'all are just on different sides of the same spectrum. You're just over here. They're just over here. Like, it's the same shit. So bear that in mind. There can be the facade of, I just want to be different. I don't care what people think about me. I ain't worried about that. I'll just keep the information to myself. I don't need to share. I don't need to express. I don't need to make you laugh. I make myself laugh at my jokes. But there is that other side. There's always that Leo aspect of Aquarius. We want the same things Leo does, maybe just in a different way. We don't necessarily want to be searching for validation, but we want validation. We don't want to always be, social butterfly, making everybody laugh, but we still want to be able to do that. We want to make maybe bigger groups laugh. It's not just doing it on stage. We want to be like with a group of like-minded weirdos. Leo, it could just be anybody on the stage. Whoever's watching me, I just want to be seen. Aquarius is like, I want to be seen by the weirdos. I want the weirdos' admiration. If they're like, yo, that nigga's the most weird, they care about that. You know what I'm saying? They want to be seen being authentically them. Leo is cool with just being seen. Doesn't have to be authentically them, just being seen. I'm out here in the courtyard. Let me show y'all where I'm at so I can look back on this in the future, but that's kind of fine. I'm out here being my weird self, and I'm enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I hope people, like, this is the type of stuff I want to be seen doing, is like just being me, just standing out, being unique. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, we didn't get into celebrities. My computer's low on battery, so I got to speed run it because it might die. I had to spit. My bad, it's cold out here. Make my sinuses get up. All right, so let's speed run some celebrities real. Let's speed run some celebrities real quick. Okay. Yeah, it's a short list, but it's a fun one. Freddie Mercury, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Janet Jackson, nice, Rick James, Dave Chappelle, Al Pacino, Anderson .Paak, Idris Elba, Taylor Swift, I know some people gonna love that, Bruce Lee, nice, Terry Crews, Charlie Puth, Dr. Phil, J. Cole, Marilyn Monroe, Steph Curry, James Harden, Muhammad Ali, Sadhguru, Tierra Whack, Hans Zimmer, Franz Liszt, Eric Satie, Georgia Smith, Kehlani, D'Angelo, Shawn Mendes, Robert Johnson, NLE Choppa, Jerry Seinfeld, Jonathan Majors, Danny Elfman, Regina King, Ryan Coogler. I want to talk about some of these quickly, but my thing's about to die. Cassie Lemons, Arthur Miller, Stephen Hawking, Peter Berg, Elodie Young, Zach King, Corey Wong, Tank, Erica Campbell, Earl Garner, Lotto, Biz Stone, Cynthia Erivo, Robert Greene, Willow Smith, Mr. T, Lala Hathaway, Francis Bebe. He's cool. I want to put that clip of him with the one-note flute. That's like code breaking. Put that up. That's the one I want to talk about. Put that up.
Flute playing only one note. It's a bamboo flute playing only one note. That's the only note you can get out of that flute. But the pygmies, who are the inventors of this flute, are clever people. And I'm glad to tell about the pygmies around the world, because when I was a little boy, they taught me that the pygmies were savage people just because they live in the forest, which isn't true. You know, it's not just because you live in the forest that you're a savage man or a savage woman. Savage people, to me, live elsewhere than in the forest. They usually live in cities. But this is another problem, another question. The pygmies have invented a fabulous musical technique or instrumental technique, which consists in having a conversation with their own instrument. You know, the technique is very simple, but someone had to find it out, and they did. You ask the flute to speak to you, and the flute says something like, and you reply to the flute by saying, and all the music you can make with this flute is a conversation between man and his own musical instrument. I think this is interesting, and I underline this and point it out, because not everywhere in the world you can find this characteristic of music production. For instance, I can play. Using the same technique. You know, I'm teaching you how to do it. You should pay me for teaching you. And I usually beat my, who made the train? And these trains are not even what they used to be. They have no engine. Oh.
Okay, Glenn Close, Tim Henson, dark as well. Tim Henson's another, like, he's all tatted, and he's just, like, completely understood everything about the guitar, it looks like. Put a clip of him, that's fire. goth, dark people with the wisdom of the guitar and shit. Come on, put them up. We got Lupita Nyong. Alright. I know I butchered the fuck out of your last name. I haven't cracked that code yet. Doug Lehman. Jay Versace. Rainn Wilson, which he plays Dwight. Larry Ellison. Harold Nicholas. And then Hugh Grant, Natalie Portman, and Carrie Underwood. Marilyn Monroe. Big one. I know she cracked a lot of codes. She was seen as hella mysterious, I think it was. Hella mysterious. People always try to figure out who is Marilyn Monroe actually, because she was doing some Five kind of stuff. But breaking a lot of like stereotypes and creating stereotypes and ideals. But she was like Gemini, Aquarius moon, I think. So she was like probably smart as fuck. So Analyte Fat 7, she was hip. I'll try to put some type of information about her because I know she was just breaking codes. J. Cole, spiritual, miracle, lyrical kind of guy, meditation and stuff. I'll put some cool information on him too. Sort of clip. Anybody else? Sadhguru. He kind of encompasses this whole like archetype of the 7 and the guy maybe I'm dressed as. Cracking codes, sharing wisdom, a bunch of wisdom and knowledge. Can we up the exposure on here? But yeah, I say my time was good, man. See, we can still do them quick. We can do them fast. We can do them slow. We know what I'm saying? We got range. I might do the 8s and 9s a little faster because I got a timer on. That's why. I have a timer on my screen. I got shorter notes. But, you know what I'm saying? Hope you have enjoyed the Life Path number 7's video. The Code Crackers. If y'all have any questions, which I'm sure y'all do, put them down in the comments. I'll be talking about the numbers in different contexts in different ways through a different series, perhaps. Maybe a shorter series, but different. Oh, by the way, another connection. Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller are both 7s. They were married. Arthur Miller is an author, and Marilyn Monroe is Marilyn Monroe. Muhammad Ali, that was really cool. Anybody else I want to talk about? Willow Smith also has that dark, kind of like melancholic from like some knowledge or experience. But I do want to put that clip, but I don't want to get copyrighted. So we'll put some clip of her. And then let's hear from, who do you want to hear from? Maybe Lupita? Let's hear from her. Include her. I thought she was a 9 or something, but we'll put a clip of her somewhere in here.
You are so awesome, by the way. I'm just looking at you and thinking about your career. And usually, way back in the beginning, there's one person when you were a little kid who looked at you and said, "Lupita, yes, you have the special something." Even before anybody professionally told you, somebody believed. Who was your one?
My auntie Amundi. She was an actress herself, and she was cool. She rode a motorbike. She had a cool haircut, and she's the one who got me acting. And she was the one who always just encouraged me and told me, "You have what it takes. You can do this."
And you started doing it, and then you went to Yale Drama School. I mean, you go all the way. When you go into something, you go in hard.
I go hard.
Did you imagine that you would be getting an Oscar in that, at that early stage in your career?
Absolutely not. No. It was beyond my wildest dreams. And I was just like, I was meditating on just gratitude and allowing for bounty. Because it's hard to do that.
Boy, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So is that how you navigate life?
Yes, I allow for bounty. My mom started saying, the prayer of Jabez that was very big at some point, that increase my bounty.
Yeah.
And she really instilled that in us. Like, there's never a limit to your blessings.
I love that.
Well, yes, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this Life Path number 1, the Code Crackers video. Like, comment, subscribe. I offer personal readings on astrology and numerology. So email me or comment, or email me at GodJohnsonWisdom@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be putting some stuff up on there. But yeah, I need subscriptions. I need likes. Just to keep the series going, feel motivated. I see people are watching it. I'm happy about it. I want to see them subscribers go up. I want to see them likes go up. I want to see the views go up. Up to there. All the way up to there. But thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. We got 2 more, really 5 more low-key. Is it 5? Let's see, we got 8, 9, 11, 22, 33. So, we almost there. But I'm about to go see a symphony orchestra, the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra play at my school. As a new major, I get it for free. So, okay, we get it. We get it. I'm not moving it, it's the wind moving it. But thank y'all for watching. Off I go. I'll take the notebook with me. Still got my pen. Woo! This was fun though. This was fun. I was excited about this one. We got number 8. And then my mom's been waiting on number 9. So we got number 9 coming. But thank y'all for watching, man. Comment what y'all think. Any questions? Comment what's the most interesting thing about this number? What's the most interesting about this number? Or like who did y'all find was interesting? I'm gonna try to share like some clips about people's codes. I'll just kind of sprinkle them in as we go. But yeah, man. Toodles. I'll show y'all the view before I go. Show y'all the view to new food. Hold on, y'all. I was taking the shorts off of it. Okay, I tried to use it as a windscreen. All right. Should I do a vlog?